All right. Welcome to Math 410 Elementary Algebra Final Exam Review. This is the review that was sent out by Palo Alto College for Math 410. There are 50 questions. If you got the handout from me, Mr. Pacheco, it has the answers in the second sheet. You are encouraged to work these out on your own and try to match the answers in the back. This video is to help explain and see the way to do these problems. All the problems have been in our lecture notes, so feel free to review those as well. Good luck, everyone. Number one, we're going to simplify negative 17 minus 31 divided by 16 minus 22. For this one here, we're going to go ahead and be simplifying using PEMDAS. So PEMDAS is going to be let me go ahead and write that down 1 second. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I had to take care of something. All right. So we're going to be using PEMDAS to go ahead and simplify this expression, and which is order of operations. P stands for parentheses, so we're going to go ahead and use the parentheses. So negative 17 minus 31. That's like you owe the bank $17 and spend 31. We owe them negative 48 at the end of that. Bring down everything else. That simplified the parentheses. There's no exponents. Now we do multiply and divide. So this was 48. Then we're going to go ahead and divide here. Negative 48 divided by 16 is negative 3 minus 22. So then we did all the multiplication, division, adding and subtracting. So we owed $3, spent 22. So now we owe $25, or is negative 25. Notice there's not really money in this problem, but I kind of use money to talk about adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers. Let's move on. Number 2. Solve the equation and check the solution. Negative 4 plus 10 minus 19 equals x. So pretty much x is already by itself, so technically we just got to combine these like terms here. And these are like terms because they're constants. They're all numbers, so we can combine these numbers. Negative 4 plus 10. We owe the bank $4, but deposit 10. So now we have $6 to our name to spend. But then we spend 19 because we just wanted to spend 19. Now we owe the bank 13. And now it's one number and an x. We can flip these, so we get x equals negative 13. To check the solution, you'll plug it in here for x. X is just negative 13, and then you'll combine these and you'll get negative 13 equals negative 13 for check. We will get negative 13 equals negative 13, which is true, so therefore this is a solution. So the way we got this is we will simplify the left side again, still getting negative 13. We plugged in the solution for x here, and boom, we got the true statement, so that's a solution there. Number 3. Solve the equation and check the solution. So we have n over 7 equals negative 6. The opposite of dividing 7 is multiplying 7. So these cancel out. So then we get n equals negative 42. And we're done. It's a one-step equation. Now to check it, guys, we'll just plug it into the original. So we get negative 42 divided by 7 equals negative 6, question mark. Divide those two, we get negative 6 equals negative 6, which is true. And this is the correct solution. Here we have another simplified expression. So this is also going to be a PEMDAS one, guys. But now there's letters involved. So parentheses, we can't simplify these parentheses, so we're done with P. There's no exponents to do. So now we multiply and divide. The only multiplication part here is this negative 2. We're going to distribute it here. So bring down the 4y. Negative 2 times y is negative 2y. Negative 2 times negative 1 is plus 2. Bring down the plus 6. Now we're going to go ahead and we did all multiplication and division. Now we'll add and subtract from left to right on the like terms. 4y minus 2y is 2y. 2 plus 6 is 8. We cannot combine these like terms because they're not like terms. And we're done with adding and subtracting. We have to solve this equation. This is a bit of an intense one, right? And we're going to check the solution. So draw the line on the equal sign. To solve this, combine like terms on the left side. 13 minus 42 is negative 29. Bring down the equal sign. We're going to go ahead and distribute this 3 to the parentheses. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times minus 5 is minus 15. Bring down the minus 5. We can combine the like terms on the right side, getting negative 20. And here we are. Go ahead and add 20 on both sides. These cancel out. We get 3x equals negative 9. Divide both sides by 3. And then we get x equals negative 3. So we're done here. Now, I want you to try to plug it in yourself. Plug it in here for x, right? So you'll get negative 3 minus 5, which is negative 3 minus 5 is negative 8. And then we get 3 times negative 8, which is negative 24, minus 5, which is negative 29. And then we get negative 29 here, which is true. So this is the correct solution. So this is for checking. We're just plugging it in and simplifying it. I did that out loud by talking it out. You do the algebra by plugging it in. Number 6, another equation we have to solve, everyone. So go ahead and draw the line down the equal sign. We're going to distribute that 6 to the right. So then we get 6t plus 12. Bring down the 12 plus 5t. From this way, there's a lot of different steps to steps to take, but the destination at the end will be the same. So I'm going to go ahead and move 5t to the right, even though I could have done 6t to the left, doesn't matter. So then I get 12 equals t plus 12. Go ahead and subtract 12 on both sides. This one cancels out, bring out the t. And I don't really like to say it cancels out, it should be zeros out because 12 minus 12 is just 0. And then we get the solution t equals 0. And this is a perfect example because a lot of people don't think 0 could be a solution because it's 0, but this example here shows you that it very much can be in the solution. So you'll plug it in here, right? So 0 plus 2 is 2 times 6 is 12, right? So right says 12. 5 times 0 is 0, which is just 12. So 12 equals 12. So this is the correct solution. Let's keep going. Number 7, finding the LCD for fractions, guys. So there's notes on these in the lectures, but I'm going to go ahead and go do the process that I taught you in class. First thing we have to do is make the prime trees of these, but to do that we need to know which prime numbers to utilize. So I'm going to write out the first 6 prime numbers, so it'll be 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and 13. So the first tree is 50. Any two numbers that multiply to give us 50, so that's 5 and 10. Circle the 5 because it's a prime number. And then 10 is 2 and 5. Both of these are prime, so we're done. 20, it's 2 and 10. And then 10 is 2 and 5. So we have the 2 prime trees for both. So let's write them down. So 50 is equal to 2 times 5 times 5. 20 is equal to 2 times 2 times 5. Now there's 2 different prime numbers, so we have to circle the one that comes out the most. So from the 5s, 1 5 and 2 5s, we're circling the 2 5s. And then there's 1 2 2 2s, we're going to circle the 2s. Now that we've circled the prime numbers that come out the most, to get the LCD, it's equal to the 2 circles. So it'll be 2 times 2 times 5 times 5. When you multiply those out, guys, you get 100. And we're done. Make sure you write down the steps if you forgot them, guys, because you will need to utilize these steps again in the future. So it's better to memorize what to do. Let's go and keep going. Number 8 has find the LCD of the following list of fractions: 20, 10, and 4. So it's the same process as before, but we're going to go ahead and have to use 3 denominators instead of 2. So let's go ahead and start. 4 is just 2 times 2, which is those are prime numbers, so we're done with 4. 10 is just 2 and 5, so we're done with 10. And then 20 is 2 and 10, and 10 is 2 and 5. So let's write out the factors. So 4 is equal to 2 times 2. 10 is equal to 2 times 5. And 20 is equal to 2 times 2 times 5. And let's go ahead and figure that out. So there's 3 different 2's, right? There's 2 2's, 1 2, 2 2's. Since the amount of 2's is the same, we're just going to circle any 2 2's, right? And then there's 1 5 in each. And since there's 1 5 on both, we can circle either one. And we're done on circling that. So to finish this off, we're going to write the LCD is equal to 2 times 2 times 5, which is just 20. The LCD is 20 for these 3 fractions, which is actually one of them right here. But yeah, follow the same procedures, guys. Pause these if you want to try these on your own, right? You're always welcome to try these on your own, but this is a video of me working them out. So use the pause button, rewind again if you want to re-listen to the steps I did. Good luck. So solve this equation: y over 4, y equals 12, 3. We want to find the LCD of the 3 denominators, right? So I'm going to use method 1, right? The other one I showed you was method 2 in class, so this is method 1. It's just pretty much writing the multiples of each one. So we have 3, 4, and 12. So it'll be 3, 6, 9, 12. We notice that 12 and 12 are there. And it'll be 4, 8, and 12. So notice how 12 hits all of them. I'm going to multiply this whole fraction by 12. Now, since all 3 of these things are fractions, I'm going to make 12 into a fraction by dividing it over 1. I'm going to distribute that to all 3 of these fractions. So it'll be 12 over 1 times y over 4 equals 12 over 1 times y over 12 plus 12 over 1 times 2 over 3. Now, the rule to multiplying fractions, guys, is we got to do the top with the top, bottom with the bottom. So 12 times y is 12y. 1 times 4 is 4. Second fraction, 12 times y is 12y. 1 times 12 is 12. And the last fractions, 12 times 2 is 24. 1 times 3 is 3. Now, if we chose the correct LCD, guys, these will simplify to a beautiful fraction. So let's see what happens here. This becomes 3y. This becomes y. And this becomes 8. Look how much nicer is this to solve. So then we subtract y on both sides. So then we get 2y equals 8. Move the work over here. So then we get 2y equals 8. Divide both sides by 2. And then we get y equals 4. And we're done. Number 10. Same thing as before, but now not all of them are fractions, right? We have only 3 and 4. So find the LCD for these two. 3, 6, 9, 12. I think it's going to be the same as before. Yep, the 12 works. So we're going to multiply this by 12. And then there's going to be 4 arrows because there's 2 terms on the left, 2 on the right. So then we get 12 times x over 4 plus 12 times 3 plus 12 times, oh, not plus, right? This should be an equal sign right here. 12 times x over 3 plus 12 times 4. All right. So then we're going to make these into fractions. 12x over 4. 12 times 3 is 36. 12 times x is 12x. 1 times 3 is 3 plus 48. 12 over 4 is 3x, bring down to 36. 12x over 3 is 4x plus 48. Now we gotta solve for x. So I'm gonna go ahead and subtract 4x here. So then I get negative x plus 36 equals 48. Subtract 36 from both sides. So I get negative x equals 12. There's a negative 1 there that I have to get rid of. So then I get x equals negative 12. And we are done. All right. Number 11, solve this equation. So notice how it's still an equation, guys, but now the coefficients and the constants are decimals. And we've done decimals. Our calculators do decimals. So then we get x equals negative 3.20. And we're done. Same thing here, but now we have more steps. We have to distribute this 2 here. So then we get 8x minus 7.4. Bring down to 6x plus 8.6. Subtract 8x on both sides. We get negative 2x plus 8.6 equals negative 7.4. Subtract 8.6 on both sides. So I get negative 2x equals negative 16. Divide by negative 2, and then we get x equals positive 8. Such a beautiful answer, guys. Make sure you're following the right algebraic steps, guys. Plugging in the correct numbers in your calculators to avoid any confusion in it. Alright, guys, let's keep pushing through. The sales tax on the purchase of a futon is $43.65. If the sales tax rate is 9%, find the purchase price of the futon. So we need some old school formulas, right? So we're going to have to use the sales tax formula, which is sales tax is equal to sales tax rate as a decimal, and then times, I believe, the purchase price. So let's read the problem again. The sales tax is $43.65. Tax rate is $9. We want to find the purchase price of the futon. So let's plug it in. The sales tax is $43.65 equals the sales tax rate is 0.09, and then times purchase price, which is X, we don't know. They were multiplying, right? We want to find X, which is the purchase price. So we're going to divide because they're multiplying 0.09. And what we do to one side, do to the other. When we do that, we get X by itself. Plug in that other fraction in the calculator. 43.65 divided by 0.09. So then we get $485 is the purchase price of this futon. Okay? Watch this again. If that confused you, write the formulas down to have them available for you. Let's keep going. A stereo normally priced at $1,000 is on sale for 35%. Find the discount and the sell price. So to get the discount, that's gonna be pretty much the discount rate times the original price, or like the purchase price. So we want to find the discount, so we're looking for this. the rate of 35%, so that's going to be 0.35, right? Make that into decimal, times 1,000. When we multiply those two, we get 315. So that is the amount of discount we're getting. So that's the first answer, right? So we get the discount is equal to 350. Now to get the sell price, that's equal to the original price or the purchase price, right? Not too sure what the note says. Minus the discount. We get 1,000 minus 350, where we get $650 is the new sale price, because we subtract the original from the discount they're getting and giving us the sell price. All right. A company borrows $69,000 for 8 years at a simple interest rate of 5.5%. Find the interest paid on the loan and the total amount paid. So first things first, we need to know the formulas, right? So the formula is equal to I equals PRT. The rate is 5.5%. To move a percent to decimal, if there's a decimal in the percent, you move that instead of the percent symbol twice to the left. So then this equals to 0.055. The 1 0 between the point right there. So now let's plug it in. We know that everything else. So the principal is the amount they borrow, which is $69,000. The rate is 0.055, and the T has to be in years, which is it is already, which is 8. This gives us the interest that this company is gonna have to pay to borrow that amount of money. So multiply that in your calculator. So the interest paid in this loan was $30,360 in those 8 years. Now to find the total amount paid, the total is equal to the principal, the original amount, plus the interest. So it's going to be $69,000 plus $30,360. So the total is equal to $99,360. And we're done. Number 16, solve the equation. So we get negative 2 parentheses 2x minus 3 equals 2x. So the first thing we have to do is distribute this negative 2, right, to the left side. So we get negative 4x plus 6 equals 2x. I'm going to go ahead and add 4x, right, because the number's already there with the 6. So I'm going to just move the x over to the right. So now I get 6 equals 6x. Divide both sides by 6. And then I get x equals 1, or 1 equals x, which is the same thing as x equals 1. So far, so good. Let's keep going. Number 17. Distribute the 2 here. So now I get 8x plus 2 equals 8x plus 2. Subtract 8x from both sides. Zeros out, so I get 2 equals 2. Subtract those 2 again. I get 0 equals 0, which is a true statement. When we get a true statement, that's either all real numbers or infinitely many solutions. Either or is suffice. The second one is how I learned it back in the day, and this is how we're teaching it nowadays. So, but both would suffice. All right, number 18. Solve the equation. This one's going to be a little intense because we have to distribute twice here. So then we're going to get 2 times 3n, 2 times 1. So then we get a 6n plus 2, right? 2 times 3 and 6n, 2 times 1. Now we're going to distribute this 8 over here. And we get 24n plus 40. Bring down the 1. Combine these two terms, so we get 24n plus 41 equals, bring down this 6n plus 2. I'm going to move the 24n to the left side, right? So it'll be the minus 24n. So then bring down the 41. 6 take away 24 is negative 18n. And then bring down the plus 2. Go ahead and subtract 2 on both sides. Let me see, make sure I'm doing the math right. So 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 1 is 2. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 5 is 40. And the 1. 24n plus 41 minus 2. So then I get negative 18n equals 39. Divide by both sides by negative 18. Which we can simplify. 3's go into both of these, so we have n equals negative 39 over 18. There's 39, so we're going to divide the top by 3, and we're going to divide the 18 by 3. What we do to the top, we have to do to the bottom. So then we get negative 13 on top, and then 6 on the bottom. And that is our answer. You always have to simplify, guys. See if any numbers can go into the top or the bottom. 19, solve the equation for y. So our objective is to get this y by itself. Well, if the 3x is positive, we just subtract that 3x. So minus 3x on both sides. The y, bring it down. And then we can't combine those. So right what we see, I see 5 minus 3x. And y it's by itself. And we're done. Don't overthink these problems, guys. Just kind of manipulate them the way we know, right? So look at this one, 20. Solve for the formula for the specified variable. A equals capital B plus capital B, C, D for C. So we want little c by itself right here. So first you gotta move this extra b over here. So I'm gonna subtract this big B first. So then I get A minus big B equals big B, C, D. All these three are being multiplied. So the opposite of multiplying is division. So we're gonna divide by B and D, so these can cancel out. And notice how C is by itself now. And then we just bring down the left side. And then we're done. All right. We'll stop here for part 1, guys. Look out for part 2.